Have you ever had your tattoo removal specialist ask why you're removing their work? Yes, and I did not expect it to feel like a breakup. The clinic was quiet in that sterile, echoing way. White walls, soft music that tried too hard to be calming. I sat in the chair with my sleeve rolled up, staring at the tattoo I had spent years pretending I did not regret. It was a small piece, simple line work, easy to ignore most days. But I had started noticing how often I adjusted my clothes to hide it, how conversations paused when people saw it, how I had to explain it over and over like it was still part of who I was. It was not. So I booked the removal. What I did not realize was that the specialist I had been assigned was the same person who had done the tattoo. I recognized him the moment he walked in. Same steady hands, same calm voice, just older. He looked at my arm, then at me. Hey, he said slowly. I know this piece. I forced a smile. Yeah, he did not sit down right away, just stood there studying it. I did this, he said. It was not a question. I nodded. There was a pause that stretched longer than it should have. Then he asked, very simply, why are you removing it? I had prepared answers for friends, for strangers, even for myself. I outgrew it. It doesn't fit me anymore. It was a different time. None of them felt right in that moment, because he was not asking out of curiosity. He was asking like it mattered. I thought it meant something permanent, I said finally. He pulled up a chair and sat down across from me. It did at the time, he said. That almost made it worse. The tattoo was from a relationship, not a name, not something obvious, just a symbol we both understood, something we believed would last. When it ended, I told myself the tattoo was still mine, that I could separate it from the person. For a while I could. Then it started to feel like a reminder I had not chosen anymore. I don't want to carry that version of me around, I said. He nodded, like he had heard that before. I get that, he said. But you know removal doesn't erase the story, right? I let out a small laugh. I'm not trying to erase it. I just don't want it on my skin. He leaned back slightly. I always tell people tattoos are timestamps, he said. Not promises. They mark who you were when you chose them. I looked down at my arm. I don't recognize that person anymore, I admitted. He picked up the laser device, then paused again. I won't talk you out of it, he said. It's your body. But I want you to be sure you're not trying to fix something this can't fix. That line stuck with me, because part of me knew he was right. This was not just about ink. It was about control, about rewriting something that had ended without my permission. I'm sure, I said. He studied my face for a moment, then nodded. All right, he said, we'll start slow. The first pulse of the laser felt like a sharp snap against my skin. Quick, precise, controlled. Nothing like getting the tattoo. We worked in silence for a while. The machine hummed. The smell was faint, clinical. Halfway through, he spoke again. You know, he said, most people don't come back to the same artist for removal. I didn't know it was you, I admitted. He smiled slightly. I figured. When he finished the session, he wrapped my arm carefully. See you in a few weeks, he said. I stood up, thanked him, and started to leave. At the door, he added one last thing. For what it's worth, he said, it was a good piece. You meant it when you got it. I nodded. I know, I said. That was the strange part. I did not regret getting the tattoo. I regretted needing to remove it. Walking out of that clinic, I realized something I had not expected. He was not losing anything. The art, the moment, the meaning, it had already happened. I was the one trying to change how it stayed with me. And maybe that is what removal really is. Not erasing the past, just deciding how much of it you want to keep visible.